Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Razik bin Ramailan. I'm from class 5 XBME1. Right now I'm going to discuss about pilot shortage in aviation industry. Discussion of the looming pilot crisis is not new, but we are beginning to see just how damaging it will be for all sectors of aviation around the globe. It comes at a time when demand for new pilots is expected to rise dramatically over the next 2 decades as a result of new aircraft entering the global fleet. Boeing has projected that aviation will need 637,000 new pilots by the year 2036 to meet growing demand. At the Farnborough Air Show, Airbus estimated demand at 450,000 pilots by 2035. Even with Airbus' more conservative number, the gap between demand and supply is vast. There are a few current issues regarding this problem. The first one is the 1500-hour rule. The 1500-hour rule, which went into effect in the US in 2013, required first officers, co-pilots flying for commercial airlines to have at least flying hours of 1500 hours of accrued flight time instead of the 250 hours which was previously required to qualify for an air transport pilot certificate. The rule also requires that ATP pilots earn an additional 1000 hours before they qualify to serve as captains. The regulation originated in part as a safety measure because of the Colgan Air 3407 crash in 2009 and a congressional mandate that followed, but the rule, while well-intentioned, has made the pilot shortage more severe. Regarding this problem is the expat pilots. The pilot crisis is not a US crisis alone. Like aviation, it is global. Qualified pilots are in demand around the world. Growth markets like Asia Pacific and the Middle East are offering pilots attractive packages that include covering some cost of living. A lot of people have jumped ship to be expats to places that are flush with cash that will pay exorbitant amounts. That also drain. The flip side to that is that it wears on you after a few years unless you are really adapted to a new culture. After you do it for 3 or 4 years, you need to get back to whatever it is that you miss. The issue is the global fleet growth. While Boeing, Airbus, Bombardier, Dassault, etc. build more and more innovative aircraft, the airlines and private business operators buy more and more of these aircraft for their use. By 2027, we expect the global commercial fleet to be at the level of 37,000, representing a growth of 12,000 aircraft, an increase of 32% over 10 years. While the number of aircraft seems to be dramatically increasing, the regulation maintains the same number of pilots required per aircraft, which is basically 10 for a regional aircraft, 11 for a narrow-body aircraft, and 16 for a wide-body aircraft. All these new aircraft deliveries are following the high demand for air travel. By 2037, we will be counting more than 1.6 billion passenger trips annually, which is another variable in the formula demanding more airplanes and pilots on the global level. A recent study by Boeing reveals that more than 637,000 new pilots are needed in the next 20 years, which translates to more than 80 new pilots every day for the next 2 decades. CAE estimated last summer that more than 90,000 new pilots are required by 2027. As the middle class expands in the Asia Pacific region, ICAO predicts that this part of the world will need 230,000 pilots by 2030. Globally speaking, pilot shortage represents a market of 15 billion. The Air Transport Association of Canada estimates that in order to meet the industry's demand, Transport Canada must issue 6,000 more licenses within the next 20 years. In fact, Canadian commercial aviation currently carries a 200 commercial pilot deficit every year. Why we are facing this situation? After watching this video, one understands that we are currently in a peak period in the airline industry. It is time to earn your pilot license. That's all from me. Thank you for watching.